During the late 1970s, Adriesue Bitzy Gomez found truck driving as a means to support her 3 daughters as a single mother in a decent fashion. Truck driving paid about $500 per week in the 1970s, which was good money for a woman, though the sacrifices were great. She had no family support system in place to help her with child care while she was on the road. She had to search out neighbors and friends to babysit while she was away. The compensation that she paid was barely enough to cover their food and laundry. Without truck driving, her alternative was to provide for her children was to remain in an unhappy relationship or go on welfare. Both, she said, left her feeling degraded. A common practice she encountered when she entered truck driving when seeking employment was to be told that she would have to have sex with the instructor to pass her road tests. Rather than walk away from truck driving discouraged, she fought back by exposing the sleeper test, a form of quid pro quo harassment that still exists today. Bitzy often said that women entering trucking must stand up for themselves and adopt to their vernacular the statement that cohabitation with a man they have no relationship with is not a requirement for employment. She began working with other women truckers to file hiring discrimination lawsuits. Together, they identified carriers that would deny employment based on gender and challenge their practices in court. She won many of her battles, which led to some of the EEOC good faith hiring requirements we see today in the industry. Bitzy was a founding member of the Coalition of Women Truckers. It was formed under the NOW organization. She was written about in Time magazine, Women's World magazine, and numerous newspaper articles. She was known internationally according to her daughter Dolores, who said that she remembers women truckers from the United Kingdom coming to visit her mother in California during the late 1970s. The coalition also pushed for women's restroom facilities at truck stops, and they walked picket lines to support other driver causes. During one of her over-the-road trips, Bitzy's babysitter's home was raided by welfare investigators who came in the middle of the night. They were suspicious that the babysitting activity was additional unreported income. As a result of the raid, the children were placed in foster care. Bitzy returned to California to search for her daughters and fight the state of California to get them back. Her job as an over-the-road truck driver had been deemed unfit for a woman. She lost custody of her children, but eventually she was able to avoid representation from a young lawyer by the name of Gloria Allred, according to her daughter Dolores. During their time in foster care, the girls were harmed emotionally. Bitzy was finally able to be reunited with her kids. She was later a truck driver with the Teamsters. The Coalition of Women Truck Drivers at one time had international membership and chapters throughout the United States. It ceased to exist after the custody battle. Bitzy did her best to do what she could with what she had to focus on the healing of her children. Today, women truckers rarely recognize the sacrifices that Bitzy Gomez and her 3 daughters made on behalf of all of the women who have entered truck driving as single women that had no advocate and simply had a deep desire to drive. This award, the Queen of the Road Award, is being given posthumously to Dolores Gomez. Bitzy was killed in April of 2015 when she tried to cross the street as a pedestrian. And she's not with us anymore, but she is with us because her daughter's here. And the few times I did get to talk to her on the phone, she was a very powerful woman. And you could tell she loved trucking, and she was just a fireball. A lot of the people don't realize that I tracked her for several years, going to her former places of residence, talking to her old landlords, trying to find out if she was still alive. And I'm really happy to know that her daughter's here, and I met her brother, and being able to connect the dots to this. So Dolores, if you'll accept this for your mom.
Thank you all. This whole experience has been so surreal for me. I know that my mother would have enjoyed meeting all of you and thought that all of you were strong, absolutely amazing women. So I'm going to accept this award not just for myself and my sisters, but for all of you, because I know that it's a difficult job, especially for those of you who have children and you're away from your homes and away from your families. I know that that's hard. And I know that there's still really fierce discrimination out there. And it's a battle every day to do what you do and hold your head up high and get in that truck and be proud to do what you do. In 2013, I'm going to read you this letter that after my mom passed away, I was going through her personal belongings, and along with her will and a couple other things that were dear to her, letters that were dear to my mother, I came across this letter, and I want to share it with you. Dear Bitzy, I hope I've not overwhelmed you with my appearance at this untimely manner in your life, when your priorities are your health and your well-being. I am so sorry that I may have bombarded you with scattered pieces of a story when you are trying to heal and survive major surgery, knowing that you have more surgeries to come. However, I was curious to find you and learn the coalition had disappeared and how it was that you were able to get so many women to work together and help one another, because that has been such a challenge for me. The older gals simply don't want to help all the time, and the new women entering the industry, help the new women entering the industry, but they do want an organization. For me to know that people, women especially, men as well, having to pass the sleeper test as part of a truck driver training is unacceptable. I know that you made it so that many women were welcome applicants to carriers, and therefore we need to continue to advance. Unfortunately, many other seasoned drivers do not wish to help change the climate in the training by carriers where women are being hurt most. I guess I just wondered if it was the time and the place that brought you all together, and we just are now living in a very selfish decade, or what? I get emails from women put off of trucks in remote areas weekly, and they have no one to write except for me. But I am just one person who has lived what they have experienced, that actually cares enough to tell them what I've learned from that experience. Many days I just want to walk away and never answer another email or phone call on the topic. But then I feel like someone needs to answer them and say, no, you are not crazy. This is a problem with many carriers, and no one has gotten together to fix it. Anyways, I don't want to bug you. I know you have other concerns, and I hope that one day I could meet you. And I would love to hear your story and how you are all able to work together as women. You know, women are not too great at that, you know. So take care of yourself. Love, Desiree Wood. Again, I found that letter after my mom died, and it meant a lot to me. I'm going to read you a little bit about my mother. My mother was born July 13, 1942 in Chicago, Illinois. Her father owned a gas station and a tow truck. She was forced to attend piano and ballet and many other things that were supposed to make her a refined, proper young lady, all of which felt like punishment to my mother. At a very young age, she fell in love with trucks. So after my father left my mother in the projects with 3 little girls, she hung up her homemaking apron for a job that she knew she would love and that could support us. However, she was faced with fierce discrimination and humiliation for her choice of profession. So she fought back. She fought for the rights of women, rights for equal wages, and she did her best to make these issues public. She founded the Coalition of Women Truck Drivers with the help of the NOW Organization for Women. All of the while, my mother was trying to get custody of us. We were placed in foster homes as a result of her being an unfit mother due to her non-traditional employment choice. After my mother gained custody of us, she slowly over the years became more interested in us and her grandchildren and less in trucking. However, she kept trucking in her heart, and she trucked into her late 60s. My mother was kind, she was fragile, she was strong, she was loving, she was beautiful, she was funny, and I will forever miss her. And I will be forever proud that she was our mother. So with great honor, I would like to thank the sponsors and all the donors. I would like to thank Adela for her nomination for my mother. I would like to thank Andy from HaulHound. I'd like to thank Pat and Donna and Alan. But most importantly, I would like to thank Desiree Wood for taking the time to track my mother down, reach out to my mother, and to continue to fight the good fight and fight for the rights of other women truck drivers who face the same challenges that my mother did in the late 70s. So on behalf of my sister Rita, my sister Ginger, myself, my mother's grandchildren, Melissa, Nicole, Dolores, Amanda, Adrian, Jimmy, Josh, Stephen, Mila Rose, and all of her other grandchildren, Brianna and Alex. I know that my mother would be very proud to have met all of you, as I am. I've gotten a chance to have a conversation with a lot of you, and I think you're all amazing, strong women, and hopefully someday I'll be able to pick up the phone and go be the second driver in your truck and go see some of this beautiful state. Thank you so much, so much, so much. I will forever be grateful for this gift, this honor, and this experience. Forever, these memories will be in my heart till the day I die. Thank you. Oh, and I have to do this really quick, really quick. Just a small little song for you guys. I'm not going to sing it all. White line fever. Come on, ladies. Sickness born down deep within my soul. White line fever. The years keep rolling by like those highway signs. The wrinkles in my forehead, they show the miles I put behind me, and they continue to remind me just how fast I am growing old. Guess I'll die with this fever in my soul.